Hello again, all you beautiful people out there. I am Mrs. Realistic. Welcome back to the channel. All right, we have up next Chris Webby and his remix of Richmond, North of Richmond. I've only done one Chris Webby song, and it was Raw Thoughts 5, which I really love. So it'll be interesting to see what he does with this song. Without further ado, let's check it out.
It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me.
Oh, he sped it up.
People like you, wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control.
Yeah. Give me freedom or give me death. To that we pledge allegiances. We the people had enough. It's time we aired our grievances against these treasonous demons. So raise the alarm, cause the pigs are fully taken over on this animal farm. Don't know anymore. This world's...
That's an interesting take that he has there, an interesting line on this Animal Farm, the book Animal Farm. Ren has featured a pig prominently in many of his videos, and in Animal Flow he mentions the rules from Animal Farm. So that's an interesting little tie-in. I don't know if that was on purpose or if he's seen this or if he knows much about Ren, but that was a cool little line there. The pigs have taken over this Animal Farm. I agree.
The pigs are fully taken over on this animal farm. Don't know anymore. This world's gotten too cold to ignore. Shit, is it 2023 or 1984? Thought police
Again,
up at my door to open fire on me, but I'd rather die on my feet than survive on my knees. And please,
amen.
We know how they looking at us from up at the top. The tougher they made it for us, the fucking tougher we got. They thought they'd keep us scared forever, but fuck it, we not. We'll send them back to north of Richmond in some cuffs or a box.
It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me. People like you, wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control.
Behind the politicians, there's a far more sinister villain that's power-driven. Only answer to money is their religion. They controlling the way that we live in, keeping us mentally stuck in a prison, so that the fire they know is rebellion never can spread whenever it's risen. But they've been seeing us waking up, and now they fucking afraid. As we the people get to seeing through their fucking charade, we're being played by these elites who would rather see us enslaved, as they lead us by the hand where the land's dug with a grave. And they could kill our character through stories they publish, or they'll just murder us and brand it as suicide to the public, or an accidental overdose. Print the story, run it, say it's fact so people trust it, accept it and move on from it. But it's time to pick a side and get to striking a nerve. In any way we're able, I'm fighting this fight with my words. And if they keep pushing, then fuck it, we inciting the purge. And just to think, all we wanted was the rights we deserve.
It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me. People like you, wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world.
You know, he is able to so eloquently put, I think, what many of us are feeling. I don't trust any politician. They will politic as much as they need to politic to get the votes, and then everything changes as soon as they get in there. Some laws may get passed, some things may happen that, you know, make it look all good and shiny, and they'll wrap it up with a little bow. But what is actually being done to change the fundamental issues? You know, people are waking up to the fact that they're pushing this new world order that has been spoken about so often, and you hear it from way back in history. When it gets as insane as it is right now with everything going on, I mean, it's like, it's so pervasive, everything that is happening. I'm constantly asking myself if this is real life. It's like you're in the Twilight Zone. I'm always going like, do they think that we're stupid? I listened to a really interesting Irish guy the other day, an Irish farmer, and he said, do you ever notice that before 2020 there were never any warnings or fact checks on anything on Instagram? And now it's like They have to put a fact check on everything, even if there's like nothing to fact check, even if it's known to be true, because it might be something that the fact checkers don't like and they don't want you to talk about. There's going to be a warning, or sometimes the picture's blurred out and you have to press C photo. I saw a hilarious one where it showed a picture of Ozzy Osbourne and he was just pointing at the camera and it said, fact checkers say this is false. The media is the virus, and it has turned into a mind virus. People will just believe what they see on TV. There's nothing else outside of this box that you are watching. How many times have we found out that they've mistakenly run a story and it was absolutely false, but there's never any blowback? There's never any correction. It just gets swept under the rug. For people like Chris Webby and Dax and all of these people that are speaking out, they are fighting with their words. They are trying to get their words out to the rest of the world that this is not okay and we're not just going to sit back and comply anymore. It's happening worldwide. I think it's super important to keep reminding them of the fact that they work for us. It's the same thing as your doctor, your dentist. They all work for you. You can fire them at any time. How are there no term limits except for a president? For people who get away with these crimes that an average person would be jailed for. And so when he says, and just to think all we wanted was the rights we deserve, the rights that were given through the Constitution are becoming null and void now. And that's a scary thing. That's a slippery slope. And yet through all of this, have we seen a list yet? You know what I'm talking about. Where's the list?
Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. The Richmond, north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do.
Filming is beautiful.
You know, but I know that you do. Your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. Cause the rich man, cause the rich man.
Well, that was great, Chris Webby. That was interesting the way it was sped up a little bit there. Makes it a little bit more fast-paced and catchy. But what can you argue? What can you argue about? Politicians take control. I think once you get into politics, and being that there's no term limits, it's like they get corrupted. I think sometimes people go in with good intentions, and then once you get that taste of power, it's really easy for the other elites to manipulate you. But the Nancy Pelosi's out there, how old is she now? 81, 82? Retire. We all know that there's been insider trading. She's worth something like, what is she worth? 20 million, 200 million, who knows? So many millions that she can live comfortably for the next 4 years that she's going to be alive. She'd probably put her head in a cryobank or something, who knows? But at this point, it's laughable if it weren't so disgusting. These people walk away from these public servant jobs, multi-millionaires. How does that happen? How do politicians have multiple multi-million-dollar properties and homes on the salary of a congressperson, somebody making maybe 170 grand a year, which is good money for the average person, but it's not enough to make you a multi-millionaire and have $4-5 million homes. Anyway, I'm not going to hate on people for making millions of dollars, but when you make it illegitimately, or if you make it illegally, then that's when I have a problem. Where does it end? Where do you find that balancing act? What is the perfect scenario? I mean, the defense fund for the military is something like $850 billion a year. $850 billion. I can't even wrap my mind around that. If I could just listen to these songs and like not pick apart every little thing and like go down a rabbit hole, I'd probably enjoy the song a little bit better, because then I just get angry. I get angry at the way that the world is run right now. I get angry at the disparities because of the rich men north of Richmond. How do we change it? I'm beginning to wonder if our vote even matters anymore. And that's sad, because then we, the people, don't have any say in it. So let's make our voices heard, everybody. If you believe voting matters, then make sure you vote. Make sure you vote in your local and federal elections, because I honestly believe that those are more important than the presidency. So thank you for joining me on my rant. Thank you to Chris Webby for doing this great remix. Have a wonderful day, everyone. And as I always say, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.